So hello, everyone. It is 5:30, and we are going to be beginning our presentation on Google Classroom, which is going to be a Google Classroom walkthrough. We're going to just take you through what your students will be seeing and what you might be seeing at home, helping your students, and what they might be seeing in Google Classroom. So we're going to go over all those things. We're also going to give you a chance to test out some things yourself. So if you have your child's Chromebook handy or your child handy nearby, and you want to have them close by so that you can look at some of these things together, we will be giving you an opportunity to kind of explore and play around with some stuff. I also want to just thank everyone who has emailed us with questions or comments so far this past week with lots of trainings. I'm hoping that we are nearing having some of the really big technical glitches worked out now that we're through the first day of school. So we appreciate all of you being so patient and engaging with us here in this forum. As we often say, that this is a partnership. We are here to help your students and help you, and you're helping us as well. So I want to introduce myself. I realize I haven't done that. I'm Ella Stalker. I am the librarian at Amherst Regional High School. And I'm also helping teachers and students this fall as the distance learning support specialist for the high school and for Summit Academy.
Hi. Hello, everyone. My name is Jayashree, and I'm the Pelham Tech teacher. And I would be one of the distance learning support specialists for the elementary schools, along with Molly Millay. And so today, I'm going to walk you through the Google Classroom as a student. Molly had given a set of trainings even before you got your Chromebooks, even before you got your sign-ins. So today, I think this would be an opportunity for you to explore more. And I mean, if you have issues about logging in with your Google codes or something, we are here to help you through. Okay, so let's get going. I'm going to share my screen. And Molly, please, and Ella, do tell me when I have to pause. I might go a little faster today, so I might just slow down. Okay, so can you see my screen?
Not yet, but sometimes it takes just a moment. So we'll see if it's just a lag.
Okay. Okay. If you are still not, oh yes.
There it is.
Yep. Thank you. Okay. So today, I will just start with the very basics and take you to how the sign-ins happen and how you can see your child's classroom, get into Google Meet at the very end. But these would be some of the basics that I'll be talking about. Okay, so the first thing is I'm going to type in google.com. And after I type that, I see my profile picture here because I have already signed in. And I might show you how to sign in as a student. So rather than showing your profile picture, if you're not signed in into any Google account, you will be prompted with a small button in blue that says sign in. And I'm going to click on that, and I'm going to add one more sign in Google account. I'm going to sign into one more apps account. Okay, so I'm going to sign in. Okay. Okay, since these accounts were already there, I am not able to show you that, but I would just go back. I will say user. So this will be the sign in box or buttons that you will see on your screen when you click on a small sign in button. Okay, so now I'm going to click on one of the user or student accounts that I have with me. Now I typed in this username at arps.org. Many a times students complain that their arps.org address is not working. And they do the same mistake all the time, which is very common with even elders as of me as well. And that would be to type in my username at gmail.com, which is incorrect. I need to type in arps.org, and I go to next. I add my password and click on next. So when I do that, look up here, the icon has changed now. That is the icon that was associated with the student account that I just signed in with. Okay, so now when we are done signing in, this waffle is our magic button, which takes us to all the places. Now, if you want to go to the classroom, if your child wants to go to his or her classroom, then click on classroom, and you will see a set of classrooms out here. Now, there are two ways to sign in. Now, the child can either sign in using the join class button or the plus sign. And after I click this, there is a code associated with it. Right now, I do not have the code, but if you think you have your code, you can always join in with that code. I'm going to X out, and I'm going to use the other method of joining. My teacher has added me as a student in her classroom, and my teacher is Ella Stalker. So I got this invitation up here, and it says join. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and click that join button. So after I join this button, or the classroom, I should say, I come to a different page that looks something like this. Okay, so I would just pause for a second, and if you have your class codes or if you have your invitations, I would like you to go sign in here. And once you sign in, I would like you to access the waffle, go to the classroom, and join the classroom just as I did.
And I'll just chime in. There's no questions at the moment, but I just want to voice that one of the things that people might be looking for that class code, it was likely emailed to you by your child's classroom teacher, or in the case of middle and high school students, your child's classroom teachers, plural. So you want to be looking in your email for that information. That's where it would have gone to. And if you have high school students, it was likely sent to them directly. You may have been CC'd on those emails, but your child would have also received that directly in their own ARPS email inbox.
Thank you. Thank you for chiming in. So, Ella, do you think we can wait for some few more seconds before we start again?
I think we can start again for the time being, and if we see a lot of comments pop up saying, wait, slow down, I'll let you know.
Okay, thank you, Ella. Okay, so once I get into my classroom, I would see the class name. I would see three more tabs up here. One says stream, the other one says classwork, and the other one is the people button. Okay, so let us see what the stream would bring us to. So stream would show us the classroom banner that has the name of the classroom. It would be associated with your child's class teacher's name so that the child can identify. I would like to go back to this classes button, and I will show you, as you see that this child is enrolled into 3 classrooms, and probably he or she, they need to just join into these classrooms. And once they join in, when they come back again, they would not know which ones is their classroom. So always look up to the teacher's name or the classroom's name. Okay, so I'm going back to this classroom, and I'm going to see what this stream has for me. So when I click on the stream, and probably that is the default setup, it is already clicked. I see some announcements down below as to what teacher posted which assignment. And I also see the due dates up here. So the student can readily see when they are to turn in their homeworks. So they should know, they would be knowing, it would tell, this due date will tell us when is the due date and when is the time to turn in the homeworks. Okay, and more than that, like there would be some more assignments some more announcements that will be there. And like you see, this assignment was posted by a teacher on September 9th, and it says missing. So that means that the child has not yet turned in the homework. That is there. The announcements will also have some kind of meet links, a reminder that students have to meet at this link with their teacher. So that could be there. It could also have all the announcements about a welcome video or some other kind of a video that the teacher has posted. So that could be there. So all such assignments or announcements will be here. But now, what does the classwork hold?
Wait, can we pause for just one moment, Jayshree?
Sure.
Before we go to classwork, I just want to point out that the information that's in the stream is always chronological. So your teacher they can bump things up to the very top of that list. So maybe your meet link or other information might be there always at the very top. But generally speaking, it's just a chronological list of things that have been posted in the classwork tab. So most of the time, you're going to want to just quickly check the stream if there's an announcement and then go to classwork right away, because that's where most of the information is going to be. So the stream can feel really overwhelming, and I want to make sure that people know that, like, if the stream is feeling really overwhelming to you, don't worry about it too much. The classwork is where almost all the information really lives. So that's the most important place to be when we're going there next. So I just wanted to point that out.
Right. Thank you, Ella. And that was really informative. That is true. So coming on to classwork, classwork has more of an organized setup of assignments, which we do not see in a stream. Stream just gives us some, it shows up all the assignments and all the due dates and etc. But it is always nice. And as you see here, it also tells us what are the upcoming or due assignments. But classwork is more organized. It organizes the child's work according to all the topics. And so child can easily go and find their assignments right underneath the topics. So when you click on a topic, it could be math, it could be English, it could be drama, it could be social studies. So whenever you click on any topic, you will find the assignments associated with that topic. So I'm going to go back to all topics. And as you see here, there are 3 more links up here. One is the Meet link, one is the Google Calendar, and one is the class drive folder. So I might talk about Google Meet later. And Google Calendar as well. I will just stop by for that later. But I will tell you how to turn in our assignments that were given to our students. So for example, I'm going to take this assignment, Your Favorite Place, as one of the examples. I'm going to click on that, and I'm going to see what my assignment is all about. I click on View Assignment, and I get to this. Okay, so when I click on View Assignments, cool. Now, since it's the first time I am using my Google Classroom, using this student ID, Google is helping me through. It is telling me what feature does what. Which feature does what. So as you see, there are some private comments button, which lets us talk with your teachers privately. These comments will only be visible to you and your teacher. But if you think your child wants to send a class comment, they want to send a comment that could be helpful for everyone, then they can always post a comment up here. Okay. Now, having said that done, I would come back to the assignment. I was kind of a little deviated. So as you see, this is Your Favorite Place is an assignment that you would see. And here are the instructions. It says, which is your favorite place? Oh, hello, students. Which is your favorite place? Share some fun facts about it. I would like you to edit the template given to you, research some facts from the web, and add those details to the slide. And I'm sorry, I ate up some words. So now that I read the instructions and I still feel that I don't know what to do with the assignment. So as a student, I can post some private comments to the teacher and say, Miss Ella, Miss Ella,
I'm here, yes.
Can you help me with the assignment?
Sure.
And
this is me typing your comments.
Yes, and I'm so sorry with my caps lock. I'm just not doing a good job. Can you help me with?
And then I actually post as oops, that's the wrong classroom. Hang on.
And I post this assignment. So I post these comments. So I want you to always help your kids with this arrow button. Unless you click on that arrow button, it never goes to the teacher. The comments do not reach the teacher. Okay. So I have posted, in that moment, I did not realize what to do, but I will still hang on. I will wait for my teacher. And in the meanwhile, I will click on these Google Slides and see what is there, what the teacher asked me to do. So I open it up and it says WW student account. So this would be your student's or your child's name up here. And it would also say the name of the assignment. So that way, Google has created a separate copy for your child, and your child can always change or use this template and add on his or her ideas to it. Okay, so I thought that I have done enough with this assignment. I have found some pictures. I inserted some images from the web, and I wanted to go to Disneyland. And what I did, I'm going to click on Disneyland, and I love this picture because this is one of my favorite places that I want to visit. And I add that. Once I add that image, I am going to minimize this, and I can add so many more pictures about where I want to go and what to do. So similarly, I add so many pictures and I talk about it. I research, I add up one more tab, and I say Disneyland. And there would be some fun facts coming up. And I can always read those fun facts and add one or two to my assignment. And I feel I'm all done. I did a good job. So I go back to this assignment, and I'm going to close this. And I'm going to say, and if I open up this assignment, it'll show up all the changes. So do not worry that you need to save something. Not at all. Google does it all for ourselves, for us. So do not worry. And so before I turn in, I see, my teacher, Ella Stalker, has sent me a message. Hi, WW student. Of course. What are you having trouble with? Oh, then I say, well, I thought that this assignment was hard and I did not understand what I wanted to do. But then when I opened it up, I was like, I enjoyed doing my assignment. Okay. So having done that, and I would share it with my teacher, Ella Stalker. Having done that, I would like to turn in my assignment. I would like to just send it over to her to check. Now, if I want to add some more assignments or some more pictures or something like that, I can always add one more document from my Google Drive, or add a link as to from where did I search all this information. So I might just show you that. And say, for example, if I'm going to click on this link, I'm going to copy this link and I add it here. And I'm just going to share it with her from where did I find this link. And so I think I'm all done. And then, okay, before I think I'm all done, I would also like to add, if you wish, you can add some documents or slides or sheets, etc. So you turn in your assignment, and it gives us a message saying that 2 attachments will be submitted for your favorite place, which is okay. I'm going to turn in. And after turning in, I feel that maybe I should have done little more. I should have added little more information to it. I can always go back and unsubmit. And I do it. So when I unsubmit it, I am able to access my document again, and I'm able to edit it. So that is kind of an easy way to get back our work. And once I'm all done, I turn it in. Okay, so that is something I wanted to show you about how to turn in your child's homework. Okay, so the next thing would be, okay, I click on this assignment, the classroom again, and so here as well, next to the assignment name, it shows up and it tells us the due date when it is due. Now there is this color change. Now the assignments that are due or that have not been turned in will always remain blue, and or the other color that matches the banner color, I believe. But this one turns gray. Ella, do help me if I'm wrong about that part, but this would be highlighted.
Yeah, I don't remember off the top of my head if it is a different color for every classroom, but I will check in another classroom just now. It is a different color for each classroom, but it will always be either colored or gray.
Right. Oh, okay. Wonderful. So that is how it changes, and it tells us that we are done with that assignment.
And I do want to just point out before you go on, Jayshree, that some assignments don't have due dates. They're just like materials for a student to read, or they're just information for them, and those will always stay that color. So you can certainly use this to gauge whether or not you turned in something that's due. But just know there will be some things that will never, if there's no due date on them, so they're never going to change color. They'll always stay that color, that blue or that green or whatever the color is of that Google Classroom.
Right. Thank you for adding that. Yes, just like this assignment doesn't have any due date to it, so it will remain blue. So that is something about the assignments. And then before I move on, I will just change to people tab, and then I would come back to classwork again. So when a child clicks on the people tab, he or she or they are able to see the classmates' names. And believe me, my son was like so happy to see all his classmates' names just day for yesterday, or yesterday, I believe, when he was trying to find who all are in his classroom. So that is a fun way to just chat with them and stay in touch with them. Okay, coming back to classroom. Now, you have 3 features up here, and this is the meet feature. Now, I don't want to jump to different tabs, but there are tabs that are quite kind of related to each other. So when you go to stream tab, there is a meet link up here. It might show up or not depending on the choice of the teacher. So always be lookout of that. Some teachers prefer to use nicknames, and they might share their nicknames on the stream as an announcement. And they would say, hello students, join me on Google Meet with nickname Classroom. And so that becomes one of the Meet nicknames, and the teacher would have created it earlier. Okay, so, and when the teacher posts it as an announcement, it'll be up here. So there are 2 ways of meeting the teacher, and I will show you in a second. There could be either a link up here or the nickname, and both would take you to the same meeting spot. And I would show you one by one. So when you click on the meeting link, so it shows something went wrong. And there is a reason why. The reason is, even before the teacher starts the meeting, if the child clicks on that link, the child is not able to enter the meeting. So the child does not have access to that meeting link. So the teacher has to start the meeting. Likewise, how about using a nickname? So I'm going to copy this nickname and I go to Waffle. Probably I'll just open up a new tab and I go to Waffle. I go to Meet down here and the child is prompted to add a meeting code. So let's see if this works. I'm going to just add a nickname or a meeting code and I click on continue. There's a message for me. It says you are not allowed to start a meeting. And I'm kind of frustrated right now. But that is what has Google done for us as teachers. It has helped us to not let students get into the meeting even before we as teachers do it. So I would just ask our students to be patient enough with this part. Okay, now coming back to our classwork again. Now, if you click on the Meet, let's see what happens. The same thing comes up. So this way, we can access the Meet from either the stream or the classwork. Okay, then is the Google Calendar. So when I click on Google Calendar, it shows up. Okay, I might just stay here. Okay, so when I go to this Google Calendar, it shows up what all assignments I'm due with. I might just choose the this month way of displaying my calendar, and so I get to see all the things that are due or what all meetings are there. So as of now, I see that my assignment, your favorite place, is due on 23rd of September. So that was all about the calendar as far as students are concerned. And then is the class drive folder. I might click on this and see what this is all about. And it takes me to the Google Drive Classroom folder where my Google slide or my assignment is situated or it's located. So this is something I can use when I misplace my documents. So I can go to my drive, or I can also go to, oh yes, I can also go to this waffle. I click on the waffle, I click on drive, and then I go to classroom, and I'm able to access these two classrooms assignments. Now, oftentimes, it does happen, not oftentimes, but yes, at least a few times, it does happen that the child misplaces or deletes the file that was given by the teacher. So I would always recommend you to go to Google Drive, go to Classroom, and find the exact same classroom name so that they can find their folder back and they can attach it to their classwork. So that was pretty much it. And what else? Now, there's one more thing that I was finding. A few of the parents had complained about this problem, so I thought I would just talk about it. Ella, do you have a question? Do you want to? Okay.
I do not.
So here's one more thing before we actually leave. Would be what if you go back to the classroom again? Where do you find your classroom? I think I did speak about it, but I would always encourage you to help your child remember their classroom name so that they can get back to the classroom. And it so happened that many students were not able to see their classroom. They were expecting as soon as they type in classroom.google.com, they will land to this classroom. but it does not happen. It just shows up all the classrooms that are up, and then you need to click on the title of the classroom, and then you go to the classroom.
Jayshree, I also just want to make a quick point about that, which is that sometimes students can see classes from previous years. So one option that you have is that if you have a class from, let's say you're in 8th grade and you can see your 7th grade classes, you can go to those 3 little dots, those vertical dots that are sort of right above the picture of your teacher on this classes page. And one of the options you'll have is to unenroll. So I just want to make that very clear to people that if you unenroll, you won't lose anything that's in your drive, but you will not be able to get back into that class. So be sure that you are ready to make that move. But if you have classes from previous years that you don't want to see anymore, that's why you unenroll from those classes. You only see this year's classes. You won't lose the work that you have in your Google Drive. You'll just lose access to the classroom, which maybe you want access to for some reason. It's perfectly valid if you do, but that's just a way to keep this page a little bit cleaner for folks if you're seeing stuff from last year. Which, for a high school student, in a typical class year, in previous years, they would have had 7 classes. They would have had, by now, if you're a senior, you'd have 21 classes, plus the 3 that you're in this year, would be 24 classes on this page if you'd never unenrolled from anything. So it's a really important thing to know about just to stay organized.
Right. Thank you. Thank you, Ella. And one more last thing before we leave. Many parents try to email their child. And if I go to Gmail right now, gmail.com, I would still be able to access my email address. I'm sorry, I would just switch to the child. So I would be able to access my Gmail address or emails, I should say. But as a parent or as a person from outside the community or the arts.org address, you will not be able to send an email to your child. It is only the teachers who will be able to send emails to their students. So please keep that in mind. And I think with that, I would stop sharing and let's see if anybody has some questions.
So I'm not going to put things in the comments right now, but we'll give folks a few minutes to type those in. I did just want to share one other thing that I think is really helpful for folks to know about, which is, unfortunately, we're no longer sharing a screen, so I can't show you exactly where it is, but when you're in that main classes page that we were just in where we could see all of the classes that Jayshree was enrolled in as a student, you would see up in that top left-hand corner 3 little vertical lines, or horizontal lines, I apologize. And if you click on that, you'd actually see the option to look at your to-do list, which is like a list of things you need to do as a student. And that will also bring up all of the things from every class you're enrolled in one place that are outstanding, like things that are missing that you need to turn in that were already due, as well as things that are upcoming. So things that you haven't needed to turn in yet, but will be due soon. So that's just a really helpful tool for your student. I know that is a relatively new feature of Google Classroom. I don't believe that was there last year, or at least not until the end of the year. So that might be something that your student doesn't know about yet. So I would really encourage them to make good use of that as a way to sort of track all of their assignments in one place across all the classes they belong to, which is especially good for middle and high school students who have obviously more courses in their caseload right now. A little less challenging for some of our elementary school students, but good to know about.
Yeah. Yes, absolutely. And I was just thinking how many Google apps I have showed, but it might be overwhelming right now. But as soon as the child gets going into their routine, they would be able to use it. Yeah. And then this information can be handy to you. Yeah. So.
All right, I'm not seeing any comments coming through, which is very encouraging that maybe folks have had a chance to play around with Google Classroom and have solved some of these things for themselves. I think it's a pretty user-friendly tool on the student end of things, and has some really great features. But of course, there will be glitches, as we know from today and from the rest of the week. So if you run into a problem, I just would encourage you to first reach out to your child's classroom teacher, or have your child reach out to their teachers if they're a little bit older, and let them know that they're having an issue with Google Classroom. That's sort of the first point of contact. And then if it's not something the teacher can resolve, then they will let one of us know, or the child can let one of us know, or somebody else in the building to try to resolve it. But often it can just go right to their classroom teacher, because a lot of times it's something the classroom teacher can solve right away.
Absolutely. Yep.
Yep. Still no comments. So I think we maybe can wrap this up, which is very exciting.
Yes, absolutely.
Of course, if you have folks who are watching this later, I know we're recording this live right now, but this recording will live on the ARPS YouTube channel. So if you do come up with questions, if you're watching this later, you're welcome to reach out to either of us, and we'd be happy to answer them. Or again, you can reach out to your child's classroom teacher and see if it's a problem that they can resolve directly. So those would be your first choice should probably be the classroom teacher, because they'll be able to tell you exactly where that lives on their classroom, which every teacher organizes their classwork page a little bit different. So they're the best first point of contact.
Absolutely. Yep.
Okay. All right. I think we are going to sign off. So thanks so much, folks. We really appreciate your time, and I hope everyone has a wonderful rest of their evening tonight, or if you're watching this later, a great rest of your day.
Yes. Take care, everyone. Bye.
Bye.